So it is the Chief Justice of India that has led the bench, which has resumed the hearing as far as the rape and murder of the 31-year trainee doctor is concerned. The Chief Justice of India has gone on to say that they are assuring the doctors that they are concerned. The Supreme Court says that the protesting doctors must resume work and that there will be no victimization. So the doctors of the RG hospital have gone on to say that the doctors are still terrorized and want more action. Now, it is the Chief Justice of India who's gone on to say that poor people can't be left in the lurch and the doctors need to resume and get back to work. A general order will be passed so that there will be no victimization, but doctors must get back to work. The committee will involve stakeholders and the committee will hear all the doctors and their representatives. So the CBI has submitted its status report in the Supreme Court in its probe in that matter of the rape and murder of the woman doctor at that Kolkata hospital in a sealed cover to the Supreme Court. And as per the court's direction, the CBI had filed that status report about the progress of the investigation so far in the case, and the Kolkata police had to file an investigation report in the court regarding the mob attack on the hospital, the incident that has sparked a nationwide strike by the doctors, and which is why the Supreme Court today is saying that the doctors need to get back to work, and it is that the poor man cannot be left in the lurch. Of course, talking about the task force, this is what was said on Tuesday when, also the Chief Justice of India had gone on to say that the nation cannot wait for another rape case for changes to occur on the ground, and had constituted a national task force consisting of doctors to ensure the safety of doctors. The top court had further instructed the CISF security to be provided as far as the RG Medical College is concerned on Tuesday. But the task force that's been ordered to submit an interim report and has been given a deadline of about 3 weeks and a final report within 2 months. So 14 people have formed that task force. And of course, today in the Supreme Court, what was being asked was that resident doctors should also be part of that task force. But it is the Chief Justice who's gone on to say that won't be possible because it's very senior doctors who are part of that task force, which has been formed in order to submit its its report, and that report should be that will be an interim report, and they have given 3 weeks time to that task force to submit its report, but that final report will only be submitted in a matter of 2 months. Do remember last time, that was on Tuesday, when the Supreme Court took up this matter, said what was the principal doing, why was the FIR not filed, why was the body handed so late to the parents, raising questions when it comes to the government of West Bengal, also raising questions as far as the police is concerned there, going on to say a serious offence has taken place by the crime scene, which is a hospital. How is it that vandals were allowed to enter the hospital is what the Chief Justice of India had gone on to say, and also talking about the safety and security about women in the country, talking about that this is not a state matter, this is a matter of the country, of the nation, regarding the safety, and if we can't provide safety to the women, that would result in inequality, and which is what was said in court. And of course, also, the Chief Justice of India saying that we cannot wait, the nation cannot wait for another case of rape for things to change on the ground. So a lot of changes were recommended and suggested by the Supreme Court, regarding the safety when it comes to hospitals, when it comes to the healthcare workers, providing drop packs when it comes to people working between 10 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, in regard to the lights that are available inside the confines of the hospital, that there should be no dingy and dark area, and that there should be proper lighting when it comes to the hospital, in order to talk about also the CCTV footage which should be provided. There should be cameras at the entry and exit points when it comes to hospitals. There are some of the changes that the Chief Justice of India had mentioned on Tuesday, and today is when the hearing is continuing, and today it is when the Chief Justice of India is urging for the workforce when it comes to the healthcare staffers and healthcare workers, the doctors in the country, to resume work. Do remember that the strike has been indefinite. They are demanding safety when it comes to healthcare workers. There are a lot of lapses when it comes to this particular case, and a lot of lapses that have been highlighted because there are no dedicated rest areas that are available to the healthcare staffers. There are no toilets when it comes to separate toilets for men and women. So those are, the lapses that have been highlighted, and a lot of changes when it comes to people not being allowed beyond a certain point in the hospital. That is something that is being recommended. Security to manage the crowd, to have restrooms for doctors and gender neutral spaces for resting of doctors, such areas to have biometrics and facial recognition. We spoke about transportation that should be made available to people as far as the medical professionals are concerned. The staffers at all hospitals across the country should be, be given drop pack facilities when it comes to 10 o'clock at night, and also facilities to pick them up when it comes to any between 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning, conducting workshops for handling grief and crisis, as well as also helpline numbers to be there for emergency as far as medical professionals are concerned, to also raising questions as to how is it that the family members of the patients are allowed in various parts of the hospital. So a lot of things that are coming to light, a lot of situations and issues that are being, and the challenges that are faced by the medical fraternity in the country that have been highlighted by the Supreme Court. But today it is the Supreme Court that saying that it is, the medical fraternity cannot leave the common man in the lurch and has to come back to work. And to get more on this, we have my colleague Sunil joining us. Sunil, take us through the proceedings in court today.
Well, as you can see, Chief Justice of India is now conferring and consulting his two fellow judges on the report that has been submitted by the Central Bureau of Investigation, which is a status report. It's in a steel cover. And as you have already heard, the Chief Justice urging doctors and appealing to them to get back to work. We will ensure that there will be no adverse action and they will pass a general order to that effect. This is something that the Chief Justice of India, when he had taken suo motu cognizance of this matter, had decided that he would like this to be addressed on the first day itself, but doctors haven't resumed work. Now, once again, appealing to the doctors to resume work and saying that, senior directors of various medical institutions will not take and victimize doctors who have been on the streets protesting against these crimes, because you cannot leave the poor, as he said, in the lurch. There are people who have been waiting, and as we've been talking on NDTV, who are waiting for various, medical procedures as well as operations. They will be pulled back, and for them, for the poorest of the poor who need medical facilities, this is a matter of life and death. Really appealing to the doctors to resume work at the earliest.
Right, and regarding that task force, something that was discussed on Tuesday during that hearing, and that task force has formed now with 14 members, including doctors. But, what is really being asked today in court was that resident doctors should also be included in that task force.
That's right. So what the Chief Justice has said is that definitely we will ask this committee, which is the National Task Force, to hear the resident doctors. They cannot be part of the committee, but we will definitely get representatives. Not all of them can be heard, but representations will be given, as well as, of course, he has been pointing out that there was a Delhi Medical Association, which is 110 years old, appealing for them to be also heard in this matter, because this is not the first incident. There have been incidents where it has taken place earlier, where there have been attacks on doctors in the country, and saying that, cases should be fast-tracked. Some talking about distress, phone line that should be activated, and various other systems. So it's in that backdrop that the various petitions have been put. Chief Justice agreeing in agreement to this. Let's listen into what he has to say now.
Of the accused.
Which report, ma'am, sir?
The injury report, the medical examination report of the accused.
Of the accused. Our difficulty.
I think Asta had given it last time, but
yes, we have the case diary. It's part of the case diary.
Or
we are not supply. Our difficulty.
Part of the case diary, they have it. It's part of the case diary.
Only a minute, Mr. Sibal, if you don't mind.
just flag it for us and then.
Sure.
Only one thing. I did not know, my lord, that there is some report, my lord, because our difficulty was we entered on the 5th day. And thereafter, my lord, before that, my lord, whatever was collected by the local police, my lord, we were given. And our investigation starts, my lord, that is itself a challenge by itself, my lord, because the scene of offense is altered. Everything is, my lord, even the,
So everything is videographed. Nothing is altered. Everything is videographed.
Lord,
No, Mr.
without
Chairman,
knowing anything,
the
Mr.
Postmortem is videographed.
Yes, rest is
The scene
not
of crime is
videographed.
not videographed because the crime is
The seizure
detected.
memo is there, Manoj. Seizure memo is there.
9 o'clock, the crime is detected.
Seizure memo is there, Manoj.
Not
Seizure
the
memo is
most
there.
shocking fact.
I-
I am
Manoj-
not making this, Mr.
Manoj,
Sibal is
that is also
little
videographed.
combative mood.
Manoj,
Lord,
Manoj,
the most shocking fact, the FIR is registered after cremation at 11:45 night.
The
First,
investigation.
the parents are informed that she is not well by the deputy superintendent. When they reach, they say that she has committed a suicide. Thereafter,
That's
they
not true.
say that
That's not true.
it appears to be a death. Fortunately, the young doctors, the colleagues of this deceased girl, victim, they insisted
Who
that
said?
we want videography, we want this. Look, this is suggestive that even they were suspecting some cover-up. So they were also trying their best.
Well, let's just see the medical examination.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Lord's postmortem was done in the same hospital.
I mean, I don't
So
want-
that may be
Postmortem was also done in the same.
I don't want,
We have fled.
this is entirely accusatory. I don't want to, let's contradict my learned friend, but the record will show what happened.
Lord, one more fact, my Lord, it may.
And we have a note on timeline, exactly what time, what happened.
Karuna? Karuna?
Three
Where are
copies.
people in this?
The Supreme Court there with the Chief Justice of India heading that bench, assuring the doctors that they are concerned. The Supreme Court saying that the protesting doctors must resume work and there will be no victimization. But the doctors of RG Card, they're saying that more action is needed.